everybody? It's John with John Sports Arts and Collectibles coming at you with a brand new video. How's everyone doing out there today in the YouTube universe? Well, in the comic book video here, I'm going to show off some keys from the Bronze Age that are in my collection. And here we are. There's a bunch of books here. This is going off of a list. I think this may have changed a little bit. It's from a few years ago. It's like a top 200 list, and it was basically, keys that have been a ton of that have been graded and with high grade, high numbers on the grading side of the CGC. So I figured I stumbled across this list. I'm like, this could be a kind of a cool video to go through my collection and see what I have and here and from the Bronze Age. So I've got a bunch of them. So let's get into it. But these first two are from Bronze Age books, but they're not on this list. But I just, I'm amazed that I had like Black Panther 2. It's beat to all hell. I mean, that would be like an extremely low grade if I was to get that grade. It's a Jack Kirby cover, and I believe that's Jack Kirby cover. And it, I think this came out of a comic book, like a multi-mag. Because back in the day, occasionally I would get comic books at the newsstand, but a lot of times my parents would pick up the Marvel multi-mags. I mean, I remember getting them in the grocery stores and maybe in Kmart's and places like that when I was a kid. And it's a shame that I did not treat this book very well. But, I was 7. When did this come out? 76. I was 7. So, I kind of was like starting to get it out, get it together after that. Let's pull this out just a tad. There we go. So there's number 2. And again, this one's not on the list, but still a cool one. This is from 74. So I was like 5 when this came out. And this is probably one of my first comic books. Jungle Action number 11 with Black Panther. But you can see it is beat to all hell. But this is one of my first comic books. And, so there you go with those. Now, let's get into these. Some of these are in a phenomenal shape. Some of these are definitely reader copies. Ones I would not get graded. And there's, there were some in here that at one point I was considering getting graded. I decided, I pulled down all of the keys that I've left up on their store because I decided, I'm not selling these anymore. I sold off a few Copper Age keys, and I kind of am regretting that now. And I thought that I would not have buyer's or seller's remorse, and I do. So, and diving into my collection more and more. And I've got so many items in general for sale in our store, I can take down these few things, and they will remain in the collection. But let's start out here. The first one is Star Wars number 1. Now I think this came out of a Whitman pack. It's a reprint. Definitely a reader copy. I read this one. All kinds of spine ticks, cover issues, all kinds of stuff. Corner issues. It does have the 35-cent price on it. And there is a, I guess a rare 35-cent cover price variant is what they call it. Now, I don't know if this is the one. Or if there was another one, that has had the the barcode on the newsstand version of it. But there's Star Wars number 1. The next one, and I've got my list here, so I will be taking my time with this, just getting everything in order here, just to give you information on each one. Omega Men number 3. It's the first appearance of Lobo. And some of these books I've showcased here on the channel already in the past, and some I haven't. So there's Omega Man number 3. And I think I had a subscription to Omega Man because I've got the run for a year or so. Unless I bought those at the comic book shop, which back then, when that issue came out in 83, I was shopping for my comic books at Ides Entertainment, which is still around. Okay, next up, we've got, let's go down here, Spectacular Spider-Man number 1. From 1976, tarantula appearance. You can see him right there. This is definitely a rare copy. There's a crease right there on the cover. This definitely came out of a Marvel multi-mag. And in fact, I've seen the Marvel multi-mag for sale on eBay, and I almost bought it because the copy of the books of this book in particular seemed pretty close to near mint. I think that, yeah, I should have picked it up, but I didn't. But there it is. But this is an original that I had when I was 7. And Peter Parker, the Spectacular Spider-Man #1. Okay, the next one is X-Men. And I've got a lot of X-Men in this pile. And there are a few that I don't understand why I don't have, because I got them on extensive runs. And I don't know. There are some books that I'm missing out of my collection that I'm kind of disappointed with. I don't know where they went. Anyway, this is X-Men number 141 from 1981. First appearance of Rachel, Phoenix 2, Avalanche, Destiny, Pyro, and alternate future X-Men, Mystique, Blob, and a Robert Kelly appearance. So there you go. This from 1981. Even though it says 1980 up here. And I've talked about this before too. For some reason, they used to write the dates on here, or some sort of number, 10-21. Why? I don't know. You'll see that on a few books. In fact, the next one's got that on it too as well. And this is the New Teen Titans #2 from 1980. And first appearance of Deathstroke, you can see him right there. First appearance of Trigon in a cameo. There's Raven, and I'm just finishing up watching the Teen Titans show on Cinemax, or Max, whatever the heck you want to call it now. But again, you can see right up here, they wrote in there 9/16, so I don't know. Maybe that's the month they got it in, and, you know, I don't know. It doesn't make any sense, but I've noticed that on some of these books. Okay, next one. You've got X-Men coming up here. Let me just go down here. Okay. X-Men 142 from 1981, but it says 1980, so I don't know if the dates are wrong on the site here. Deaths of alternative future Wolverine, Storm, and Colossus, Sentinels, Robert Kelly, and the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants appearance. There's X-Men number 142. Next up, we've got New Mutants #1. I've got 2 copies of this. One of them is next to me, which we'll show you in a second, which is a graded copy, which I thought really would have gotten a higher grade, but I can kind of see why maybe, I don't know. Anyway, there's this one here, issue #1 from 1983, Origin of Karma, second appearance of New Mutants, and I should have brought down the other item that I needed to get, which I might pause right now and go grab. Okay. So New Mutants #1, and I also have a graded version of this. Let's bring this over here. There it is. It's too big. Well, it's a 9/2. I pulled this one off the store. I'm gonna keep this. I thought, well, you know, I'll sell this one originally when I got it graded, but you know, to thinking about it, I decided to keep it. Here's the back. It's a really nice copy. I'm surprised this didn't get a higher grade, but I got a 9/2, and so there's New Mutants #1. Okay, next one, I showcased this one a couple times on the channel over the last few years. And this definitely came out of a Marvel multi-mag. And this is Black Panther #1. And I cut up the back of it. I don't want to pull it out of the bag here, but because I've showcased this one before. But Jack Kirby cover, and just bums me out. Just bums me out so much every time I look at this one. I just, you know, from 1977, Black Panther #1, and I think #2. I think they're probably from the Marvel multi-mag. And you don't even realize what you have when you're that little. And years later, you discover it and you're ready to cry. So next one, this one, I wish I had 2 copies of this, because I definitely read this one and I shouldn't have. I should have known better. Moon Knight #1 from 1980, and I knew what was going on, but I still read this one for some reason. And so this would not, this would get like, you know, I don't know what kind of grade this would get, 5 or something. I don't know. So a lot of spine ticks. It's got cover wear. I didn't even bother pressing this out. I have an extensive run of Moon Knight, extensive run of New Mutants, certain titles I've was really into, and I missed the boat on some. And then I'm finding titles of releases, and I'm just like, why did I buy that? Why did I buy the whole run of Fish Police or E-Man or some independent release that I for some reason thought was going to be a value, and I just don't know why I did it. Okay, this next one, X-Men number 137. There's something up. I don't know if the spine. Well, no, I don't know if it's just to be like that. It looks like there's something up with the spine here, but it could be just the way it is, but I don't think so. It looks like there's a roll happening, possibly. I don't know. It's got a little bit of wear here. I don't think I read this one, maybe once, but then maybe, as time went on, in the early days, I didn't have my books bagged or boarded, and then I got them done later as once I realized that, okay, these are valuable, a lot of the ones I have, and then took care of business at that point. But there's X-Men number 137. Moon Knight, by the way, it's part 1 of his origin and the first appearance of Raoul Bushman. This one has Death of Phoenix, Liliandra, Gladiator, Imperial Guard, and Watcher appearance. X-Men 137. Love my X-Men. Okay. Love that release. Okay, next one. As I'm scrolling down here. Let's get to it. Big gaps on this list of books that I've got. If I read them off to you guys, I wish that I had these books. I don't know if I passed this one up. Let's go back real quick. And here it is. I did pass it. Okay. DC Comics Presents number 26. I showcased this one here before. It's got spine ticks. Definitely read this one. Again, 1980. First appearance of the New Teen Titans in preview, which is right there, by Marv Wolfman and George Perez. First appearance of Raven, Cyborg, and Starfire. A key right there, and it's just, it's just this would, if I was to get that grade of 5 or 6 or something like that. Okay, next one. Got another X-Men coming up. Let me just get to it. Got X-Men number 140 up now. If I can get to it on the list here. Here it is. Okay. X-Men 140, Alpha Flight disbands in this issue. And Wendigo appearance, Blob cameo on last page. And there is a price variant that is supposedly in existence. I don't know what the price is of that, but there's X-Men number 140. Next up, we've got the Micronauts. Micronauts number 1. Definitely read this one from 1979. It came from inner space. There's talk about that this might end up being a movie at some point. I don't know when. I think it would be kind of awesome if they would do this. Part of me loved the Micronauts. Part of me didn't like the Micronauts. I always had this love-hate relationship with this brand, the Micronauts. The toys, I have the toys and I have Baron Karza, which is him right there. I have a metal. It's like a metal toy, and his hand shot out. Those are all things that are boxed up and that I will never part with. So this one is the first appearance of Baron Karza and Bug, which I think that's Bug right there. But definitely a reader copy. You can see there's an issue with the spine right there on the staple, and I read that one, and that one is one I would always just keep in my collection regardless. X-Men number 139 with the issue of the corner down there. Kitty Pryde joins the X-Men Alpha Flight appearance. Wolverine dons new costume. First appearance of Heather Hudson. There's supposed to be some price variant on this one too as well. X-Men number 139 from 1980. Next up, New Teen Titans number 1. Marv Wolfman story. George Perez and Romeo Tanghal art. George Perez and Dick Giordano did the cover. And there's supposed to be a price variant on this one as well too. This one, was one of the ones I was going to get graded, but, I had to be pressed and clean and pressed, and I decided against it. Okay, next up, X-Men, number 138. The direct copy. Cyclops leaves the X-Men funeral of Jean Grey from 1980. X-Men number 138. Next up, Alpha Flight, number 1. I have a graded version of this, graded copy. Got a 7. I've talked about this one before. This is so disappointing. I don't know how this got a 7. I cleaned it. I pressed it. I mean, maybe there's a tiny roll. I don't know. Had white pages. Does it say white pages on here? Let me see. Yeah, white pages too. Now, I know there is this on the back of it right here. I don't know if you can see it. Whoops. I don't know if you can see that or not. Sorry, I didn't mean to bump the camera. Right here. I don't want to get a reflection, but there's like a little ripple. So I don't know if there was some water damage or something to this book. I don't know how that would have happened. But there's a 7 and Alpha Flight from 1983. And first appearance of Puck and Marina, origin of Alpha Flight. That one will stay in my collection, and that one I pulled out the store a while ago. Okay, next one, ROM, number 1. I had an extensive run of ROM as well. It's a fabulous first issue. I think I have 2 copies of this. I don't know why I didn't bring them both down, but I just grabbed the one. Fabulous first issue of ROM. Origin and first appearance of ROM, first appearance of Brandy Clark and the Dire Wraiths from 1979. There's ROM, the newsstand copy. Next up, we've got X-Men number 143. Kitty Pryde solo story. This cover always freaked me out. Nagarai appearance, which I'm assuming is that monster-looking alien deal right there, and then it's a Christmas cover. So Merry Christmas, Kitty Pryde, as you're about to be eaten here. Guess what just came down the chimney? It is Nagarai, whatever his name is. Good Lord, and they wrote on this one too. I don't know what's going on there, why they did that. Every time I see that, like I said, it breaks my heart. Okay, next up, Godzilla. This definitely came out of a Marvel multi-mag, and I read the hell out of it. You can see it's got worn edges, worn corners, worn edges, spine ticks galore. Issue number 1 from 1977, Godzilla. Nick Fury, Dum Dum Dugan, Jimmy Woo appearance. Godzilla pinups by Dave Cockrum. I'm not going to open it up and see if those are in there. It's a fantastic first issue, now in comics form. Godzilla, the King of Monsters. Okay, next up. Another X-Men. We'll get to it on the list here. Scrolling down. Gosh, these titles are amazing. I wish I had all these. I don't. I don't, but I have a lot. Okay, X-Men number 150. Not a gradable copy, in my opinion. Something's going on here with the spine and these staples. I don't know. Maybe it was produced wrong. But well, maybe because it's a double issue, I'm wondering. Maybe that's why. Anyway, X-Men number 150 from 1981, a Magneto appearance, and there's some sort of price variant as well. And I don't know if the yellow means anything different about that or not, but there's X-Men number 150. Next up, we've got Star Wars number 2 out of the Whitman pack. I read the hell out of this one too. You can see a crease or something up here in this corner. The Whitman packs had no barcodes on the comic books. Let's see, part 2 of Star Wars: A New Hope movie adaptation. It says there's a recognized by CGC 35-cent price variant confirmed to exist, and I don't know if this is it again. It says reprint up in the corner. They could be talking about the Canadian price variant. I don't know. The list doesn't say. Okay, next up, another X-Men. Uncanny X-Men number 164 from 1982. Carol Danvers becomes binary, and there's also a Brood appearance, and there's also a 75-cent newsstand copy variant, which I don't have. This is only the 60-cent one. But there you go with that. Issue number 164 of the X-Men. Next up, we've got Marvel graphic novel number 4, which is The New Mutants. And this one had issues, and there was I think it was the way it was stored and originally, and so there's there was some sort of a bend in the back, and I think I tried to press it out, but I couldn't get it to go well. And then I noticed there were some finger marks on the book that I didn't put on there. That I bought this from Ides. I know that for a fact. So I don't want to say anything, but somebody maybe that worked there had some greasy pizza or something, because there were some finger marks in the back. So I remember buying this, and it was in a bag. It was already in a bag with no board. And then I don't think I ever took it out, and then I just put it away, but something happened to the back of it in the storage. You can see the spine's a little, something's going on here with this one. But this is a pretty valuable one. People want this in their collection, and it's the origin, the first appearance of New Mutants, Cannonball, Psyche, Sunspot, and Wolfsbane. And there's some $5.95 price variant apparently, and this is the $4.95 one. From 1982, The New Mutants. Okay, next one. This has got a tear in the back cover of it, which is a complete bummer. And this one definitely came out of our Marvel multi-mag, and I read the hell out of this, and I was enthralled, intrigued by old Red Sonja right here. Yes, indeed. No question about that. Based on Robert E. Howard's Red Sonja. And there's some sort of price variant on this one from 1977, Red Sonja number 1, but you can see there's a tear. And let me just see if I can take this out and see what the story is here. Did I cut up the back of this cover like an idiot? I may have. We're going to find out in a second. And I did. Look at that. I ruined it. Because why did I need to do that? Because, of course, there was something on the inside cover here. Oh, yeah, I need to cut out some sort of airplane thing. I don't know why. I destroyed it. Yeah. Yeah, just a lesson. Don't do that, kids. Don't do that to your comic books. There's Red Sonja number 1, though. Again, some of these are in that kind of condition, and a lot aren't. So next up, we've got another X-Men issue number. Get down here. 171. Rogue joins the X-Men Binary. Carol Danvers appearance. It's Rogue right there, believe, and there it is. Issue number 171. There's a 75-cent price variant. I think that's the Canadian price variant. And this list just didn't put it in there properly. Okay, next one. Firestorm. The Nuclear Man. Yeah, I read the hell out of this one too. You can see. There's some creases up here. Got issues with the staples, the spines, got tons of ticks. I read the hell out of this one as a 9-year-old. Firestorm, the Nuclear Man, number 1. First appearance, it's the origin of first appearance of Firestorm and Clark Kent cameo. I did not know that. So Clark Kent, aka Superman, is in that one. The last of the Star Wars number 3. The last of the Whitman Pack comic books, the reprint. Part 3 of Star Wars A New Hope movie adaptation. The 35-cent price variant. Again, not sure if that is that or if they're talking about just a different newsstand copy, but there it is. Star Wars number 3. Definitely read that one. You can see there's some spine ticks, and there's probably cover wear on that book as well. Okay, next up, winding this one down. A few more to go. Let me get to my list here. Sorry about going slow. I want to make sure I don't miss it. Okay, here it is. X-Men number 158. This one, first appearance of Rogue in the title Starjammers. Starjammers, yes. Go look Starjammers up. I don't know if they had their own standalone or if that was just an X-Men thing. Mystique and Carol Danvers appearance. And there's Wolverine getting knocked out. Issue number 158 from 1982. 2 more to go, and we are done with this one. Let me get to it. A couple more to go here. I'm missing Star Wars 4. I think it's actually boxed upstairs. I don't know why that one. And I missed one on here that I know I have upstairs. There's another one. Nuts. Anyway. X-Men 160. I'm missing it. Where is it on the list here? Here it is. X-Men number 160. This last one's a Copper Age. X-Men 160. Uncanny X-Men number 160 from 1982. First appearance of an adult Alea Magic. So it's her first appearance. And then she had a standalone release too. No price variant on this one. But there you go. That is the end of the Bronze Age keys from the collection. This is a Copper Age key, and we'll end up here. This is Wolverine number 1. Yeah, I had the other Wolverine from the Bronze Age, like a big old dummy. I sold it. It was graded copies in like a 9.2 or something. I probably should have kept that. I sold a couple that I regret doing now. There are a few I did sell that I don't regret. You know, I don't have any remorse. But there are 2 I should have kept and I didn't. And I thought, I don't need these comic books anymore. I'm a grown man. This is all kid stuff. But really, you know, I need to look at it from the collector and investment side. And I should have kept the 2 that I sold. And one of them was Wolverine number 1, which would have been on this list as like the number one book. Look at the old dummy I sold. But there's Wolverine number 1, the Copper version. This came out in 1991, I believe. Let me just double check that. And then we'll wrap this one up. Going to the Copper Age on the list here. The number 1 book is not this one. But I did sell it, and it bums me out. I never should have. It was stupid, stupid, stupid. Okay, this is probably number 6 on their list. Wolverine number 1 from 1988. I'm sorry, not 1991. 1988. First Wolverine is Patch, black cover pinup by John Byrne. There you go. Wolverine number 1, we'll leave it here. And this one, I was going to get graded, and I decided not to. It's actually a really clean copy, but there's something on the back that was bothering me. Oh, it was a shadow. Let me see if I can pull that out, and we will wrap this one up because this has been a long video. There's some sort of shadow imprint that happened on this, and I don't know how. I don't know if we'll be able to see it on here or not. It's like along here and here. You can see it's some sort of DC comic was sitting. And it's weird. It's like, I guess that would make sense. The DC logo would be here, but it's off like here. It's like this. So the book, it seemed like the edge of the book was sitting over more. I don't know, because I never noticed this before until I pulled it out. And I bought this book and I bought it, and I think it might have even been bagged already, and I put it away like immediately. So I'm just wondering if something happened. I bought this one from Ides. It makes no sense because I think I looked at the imprint on the back, and it looked like it was a heat imprint, you know, from being in heat. And the DC comic was nothing that I even had, so it was like weird. I cannot still to this day figure out how that happened or which actual DC book it is. The number's even cut off, so I couldn't even figure out what title it was, and even the number. Perhaps I could look it up and see. But anyway, just, you know, this one stays in my collection is basically what I'm trying to say here at the end of this. So that's all I've got. Hopefully you enjoyed this one. I greatly appreciate you stopping by. Remember to like, subscribe, comment down below, share this video with your friends, family, and loved ones. The eBay show link is down below in the description. And that's it, guys. Till next time, this is John with John Sports Cards and Collectibles signing off, and I'll see you later.